Hampton Ferry car and bike show here. Fortunately, I should point out some have left here. The ferry just down there on the River Avon. Sadly, some cars have left, so I'll crack on. We'll get round. It'll be a walk round of the exhibits here. Those, hopefully, most are still here. The motorbikes here. Fear no evil there. Selection of British and a few Japanese bikes here. Probably a few others. Hampton Ferry. A few have gone. Sidecar there, very popular. So about a bit of wind here. Probably come back to the bikes, but now onto the cars. From TR5 here. Quite the long way around, but I get a little glimpse of the interior. There we are. Just Mr. Jack Eureka leaving. We have another one here. Luckily, the roadster here. Range Rover. Harley. Well, certainly the Mark 1. The last ones of those, I think they made these up to what, 1994. That's the MGB, the MGC, of course the MGC being rarer. The MGB GT, now it's a bit of a gamble here. Now who's going to leave first? So I'll crack on. Some have gone, there we are, the Trump TR register. Here comes the Jag. How about the wind here? E-type Jag. And about what, 1970? Unfortunately, some people do leave a better, aren't they? Not much I can do about it. Anyway, I'll crack on while he negotiates getting out of there. Triumph TR register here, there we are. Triumphs, but it comes conversation here. Alright. Some are leaving early. Make it difficult for us humble sinners here. Having to get here on public transport, Cortina of MG. So I'll crack on without too much hesitation. Your vintage Austin there. Maserati there. Dark contrast. Austin here. Contrast in the Nissan Micra. The American cars here. I'll walk around these. Won't be too definitive because, of course, some might be leaving, although I might try to do a few more detailed views later if time allows. Storms forecast as well here, but seems a bit blowy today. But forecasted about 6 o'clock tonight and last night. Some of us might have missed a part of it. There are the MGs here at Hampton Ferry. Of course, the classic MGs. Still going, of course. A lot more in Chinese influence. Finishing off at Longbridge, I think. The Reliant Scimitar here, as Princess Anne had. Triumph Stag here. A few American models here as well. Here we are. There we are, massive, of course, being American. There we are. He even got a tractor here on the river in Evesham. There we are, Hampton Ferry, and the Massey Ferguson 880 here. A few motorbikes, a few more parked here, the BSA. One like my grandfather had years ago. There we are. Alright, I see some have gone, unfortunately. Now, I'm going around the perimeter at the moment. Classic Mini enthusiasts here. There we are. Cheltenham, established 2025. A Mini, classic Mini here. Alright. Well, not Harley. Mini Cooper there. Harley. AA van here, the Comma here. Of course, all part of the Roots group one time. There we are. On the river here in Evesham. Fiat, a few imports here, of course, MG Midget. And the Bentley here, there we are. That's the gentleman's. There's a lot of the shows, so this has no doubt been seen before. Some of our productions. A lovely friendly Brooklyn's there. He brought this one back from Monaco. Lovely Bentley. 6.75 litre. And he's very happy to show people around the car and to sit in it. Now, some have gone here, unfortunately. Where's mine? They're lovely, great for the summer. Convertible. The Willis Jeeps here. How popular they are here. There's another one behind me, actually. Military police. Opel, that looks very similar to the Vauxhall. Now, the Jag, they're very popular. A lot of people standing around it there. That's how popular they are. E-Type Jag. And XK80 at 4.2. Morgan, of course, local company. The Japanese here. Trump TR6. Volvo there. It's all part of the Morton mob here. Saab there, another Swedish car. The Austin A35. That's right, Austin A30. It's the Austin A35, 1958. There we are. Now, what's that there? Roots group, there we are. Now, what is it? It's a Hillman there with a Hillman Union Jack chair in front of it, and a lovely old classic Jags here as well in the trees. There we are. Austin Healey there. Some people don't know we used to make cars here. Yeah. Rather significant number, 1955 Austin Healey 100. There we go. More 1,000 there. There we are. A few more cars here, TVRs and the likes. So it's demise with the Russian takeover, unfortunately. Maybe we should have a government that blocks these takeovers. A bit like ERF and Foden years ago. Germans consumed it, unfortunately. Stop buying German. We should perhaps stop buying so much Japanese. There we are, Mini Cooper here, the classic Mini Cooper. Vauxhall Astra there, that's the saloon model. Not anything like as popular as the hatchback. More the imports here, the BMW. Unfortunately, didn't secure the future Rover. Unlike, of course, VW, despite being so corrupt, did salvage Seat and Skoda. More Minis here, classic Mini. There we are. Mazda's here as well. And Japanese. Oh, down the next lineup here, the Triumph Herald here. We have the DeLorean here. There with the Irish car. GMC. There we are. Sliding windows of the Mini Cooper there. Classic Mini Cooper, the Triumph Stag. Austin 7 Opel there, 1937. Somebody's gone here, making it very difficult for us humble sinners coming a bit later, whatever reason. Not by choice, but it got a bit earlier. There we are, the Tram Herald. There we are. Lovely interior there. And certainly attention bay there as well. German import on the Mercedes, I believe it's a 190. Now what's this, the TR? Some people love to show the under the bonnet, of course. Oh, now which one is it? Somebody's starting up over there. Possibly the TR6. Or the TR5 anyway. Come back to me later. We have the Fiat here. Fiat 500, there they are, it's 500. 1968, I think it says there. There we are. Rochdale Olympic here. Some Polish here as well. And the Mercedes, a German import there, and Austin 7 there. Ruby 1937. The MG coming out here. American car here. Singer, one part of the Roots group, of course. Golf GTI. Another Golf. Tram Stag here. Tram TR6. And another import in the Golf here. Some cars gone here, unfortunately, can't do anything about it. Hopefully I may have seen them somewhere before. Possibly. Ford Popular. There we are. Bit of lunch here. The MG, no, I'm not sure which one it is. I'm surprised some are gone so early with the sun coming out. There we are, MGYB. Some of us just arrived, you see, with the public transport. All the effort. Right. What did he have here? Doctor's Rover, of course, in the day. Now, next line up here, more American cars here. Massive they are. Moving seats around because the well, looks like the is it the MGB Roadster there? Later model there. Now, back to this lineup. Apparently the gentleman's brother had to go to work. Couldn't get the information about what car he was driving. They were talking about the 1960s, so I don't know what. I was asking him how. Suggesting they all left, someone left a bit early. Never mind, anyway, I've got the VWs here, unfortunately. Another import to the demise of the British industry. Some people wonder why we don't stick up for ourselves as a nation and value our own country more. Never been more significant than today, what's taught at schools, and some people thinking we should be embarrassed about our country. What a total disgrace. Of course we shouldn't. How is that going to bode for the future? Now, what's this here? DeSoto. Oh wow. Made in Canada. They're a Canadian car. So I always say you see something different. And we have the Morris 1000, yeah, Morris Minor, certainly 4-door. Now most of those were, of course, 2 doors. The Golf there, Mercedes, got the Mercedes, ex-Singapore Army, well there we are. Perhaps they should have had Land Rovers in Singapore. The MG, which one that is now? Now I can't find out definitively the complete details if they haven't been written them up, but I just want to get around these cars now before they're all start leaving early for down the pub or the football, whatever else it might be. Got the Lotus here. There we are. Lovely interior for the Lotus. Lotus XL there. Mini, the classic Mini there. Lovely Mini sliding windows, the Austin 7 actually. That is of course what it was before the becoming the Mini. There we are. 1961. There we are, a lovely classic Jag there. Of course, having a modern feel about it rather than if you have something that's too old, of course. Of course, following for all cars anyway. Is it a Beaufort? I think it's a Beaufort. There we are. Great for weddings. The Beaufort here. We knew a hotel owner who had one of these years ago. Sadly, Sam's since died. Starting up here. Sadly, some are left early, haven't they?
Yeah, but hey.
Well, I just arrived, you see, I haven't seen them all. It's alright for some. There we are. Vauxhall 1936 DX14 Light 6, there we are. 1.7, 6-cylinder there. Mini next door, late 1980s probably, or 90. Vauxhall started up leaving here. There he goes. Alright. Vintage. A few flowers there. Looks like Mini Cooper. Now, is it a Cooper or is it Cooper lookalike? But I'll crack on. 1954 Austin 37. There we are. And looks like another, which one is it? That's the thing. Austin Healey, there, it's the Austin Healey. 3000, there we are. Of course, the good thing about Morris Minor's Austin A30, A35. Dead easy to maintain, of course, and work on yourself. Probably great parts availability. Go around another, similar to now, which one is this here? That's that, similar to GTC, there we are. Daimler Dart here, there we are. Sports Daimler. It's only a sport car they made actually. Of course, known for making the big luxury limos and the likes. And more cars parked here. And the Mazda's Japanese, of course. And the lovely British Morris 1000 van here. No less, there we are. Of course, they couldn't get enough of these in the day, the amount of popularity for them. Late 1960s. Here comes the Morris Minor. There we are, lovely Morris Minor there. Bit of customization there. 1000. Number of cars half left here. A few vintage and classic here though. Still here. I was going to find out which one this was. Let's try and Harold 1360. There we are. Not the Vitesse.
Not the Vitesse. No.
It's a nice one, nevertheless. Anyway.
Yeah.
Lovely interior there. The Triumph Herald. As I say, I tried to get around these cars because some of them were leaving early. The Mini there, starting up. Now it's the Mini Cooper S there, the one they all wanted in the day. 1960s. Triumph Stag. Mercifully, I think I've seen quite a lot of cars. There might have been a good, probably, I don't know, 30 lead, but I think probably I've seen a few of them. So there we are, no barbecue today, mind you. The bikes being here though. Massive bikes here. Harley Davidson. Royal Enfield, of course, still going, but made in India now. Kawasaki, of course, Japanese. and a variety of motorbikes here. Harley Davidsons, Triumphs, and other makes here. Over the years, Honda, of course, seen a few BSAs. Got the sidecar there. Got people around that one just now. Just leaving here. Royal Enfield there. And the Honda, another Japanese model here. No, I think somebody else picked up more 1,000 van, but looks like he's possibly staying in the confines of the area. Just moved around. More bikes, mind you, coming in here. Whatever I don't know, but certainly here they are. Harley Davidson here. Coming in here. And one behind here. Here comes the Morris 1000 van here. Lovely old van there. Building and Carpentry Co Limited. There we are. Very local van here. Late 1960s. Lovely afternoon for it as well. Contrary to the forecast. Given storms until what, 6 o'clock tonight. So I'm surprised anybody turned up. Now, is that somebody else leaving here? And the import. Now, I've got the Triumph here. Anybody interested in all the details and engine sizes may possibly need to wait for further details because of the time it takes to get around when some of the cars have left. So just to say that as a bit of a disclaimer there. Triumph there. Ducati, Italian, and that's Kawasaki. Ducati, of course. Italian, another one here. Hampton Ferry by the River Avon here. Got the Triumph there. Yamaha. Starting up here. Alright. The Royal Enfield there, next to the Yamaha. AJS here. There we are. AJS, there we are. Starting up here. Oh, stalled. The Triumph here. Took the test time, lasting a very long time, of course.
Just pick one of them, Ellie. Yeah, Collins, mate.
And the Mercedes, that's looks like the 190. Leaving one of the American models behind here. 190, there we are. Got the Chrysler. Bad state there. Massive car, as you can tell. I think it's got a fuel tank in the back there. Mid 1960 by the look of it there. And we have the lovely vintage Chev here. The toot there. Now, that's still trying to start up here. That's that thing with old vehicles. Only get used certain times of the year, of course. Start the old bikes up here.
No.
Are you going far? How far you got? Just up the road. Where, sorry?
Clibber Mortimer.
Oh.
Side of Kidderminster.
Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah. Kidderminster once. Far enough, but you've got started anyway. The AJS here. There we are. Of course, we go fine, sounding a dream there. The motorbikes here, genuine British made models as well here. (1960s). Kidderminster. And they're off. It's a bit early, but I didn't say anything. Japanese model in the Yamaha here. Meanwhile, something else leaving behind here. The Fiat. Nearly 2 here, so I just got here just before 2 o'clock. You think it's ample time before people leaving, but of course some left early. I think they'll leave until about 3 past, perhaps 4 o'clock, with the weather as it is, but certainly some left early. Motorbikes meanwhile, some of them more looks like customised models starting up, ready to leave here. Meanwhile, we do have American flag here. Hope we don't forget the English flag and the Union Jack as well. There we are. The MG vintage leaving here. There we are. Hampton Ferry. In case you're all wondering, the ferry's over there. Over the River Avon. Great place to have a picnic down here and a walk round Evesham. Kawasaki's there, leaving. Raphael's restaurant, you probably get some lunch in there. I think it's open at certain times of the day, but especially during the summer. Raphael's restaurant. They did have a barbecue here some time ago when I was here. MGB roaster in, by the way, just behind me. One Enfield leaving there, he's going the other way around, and the other bike ready to leave here as well. There we are. The Yamaha there, that's for the Japanese in the Yamaha. As I say, no barbecue here this year, I think probably due to the weather forecast. Particularly bad after a lovely spring we've had. Not such a good start to the summer. Of course, could do with a bit more rain, perhaps, as some might say. Golf GTI, popular in the 80s. Perhaps the best one they did. Certainly weren't very good later ones. According to owners. Anyway, the MC touring here. There we are. And the last one's made there. By now it's glad it's the 2-door Morris Minor.